Rafa Benitez, a man who is simply going to cause division right down the middle of the Newcastle United fan base. But is it time to bring him back, or shall we just say no? In my opinion, it's a no. Hi everybody, I'm Paul back again, and I thought I'd do this video today because basically with what's happening at Everton at the moment, there is strong rumours that they are going to part ways with Rafa Benitez. You know, he's had a dreadful time of it since he went to Goodison Park, there is no doubt about it. And listen, he went in all sorts of controversy as well, didn't he? You know, the Everton fans didn't want him. They made that perfectly abundantly clear when he was given the job. However, they still went ahead and gave him the job, and they started okay. You know, he had a good run at the start where they were up near the top of the league, but that has faded away dreadfully in the last several months. And a lot of the Everton fans now are saying we've had enough, we want him out. And of course, this stirs up the Rafa fans at Newcastle United. Now, for me, and this is just me, this is just my opinion, so don't come at me. Have a conversation like an adult if you want. If you want Rafa back, fair enough. But I don't. That is my opinion. I don't think Rafa is good enough as a manager anymore. You know, I think he made a big mistake going to the Chinese league. I don't blame him for leaving Newcastle. That is one thing I don't blame him for, because Mike Ashley was a nightmare to work for. So that's fine. But I do have question marks about him going to the Chinese league, because he went there for money, nothing else. There was no, you can't tell me that he went to the Chinese league for any sort of ambition or anything like that. So that was for money. And again, you know, if that were fair enough, secure your future in whatever you need to do. But I have a feeling that's had a really bad effect on him, because he's come back to the Premier League, to Everton, and it's all gone south very, very quickly. I don't believe that Rafa would come in and do anything differently with his team than what Eddie Howe is doing. Yeah, there's been people say, yes, well, he's better. He's a better defensive manager. I believe he is. But at the same time, the football was rotten under Rafa, and people seem to forget that. It wasn't very good to watch under Rafa. And I don't think Rafa would get much better out of this team as it is. And I feel really, really sorry for Eddie Howe, because he's come in and he's taken a massive, massive chance with his own reputation to keep Newcastle United in the Premier League. Now, on my reaction video last night, I did criticise Eddie Howe, and he's not above criticism at all. But I'm not one of these guys that's sitting there saying, oh, he needs to be out, he needs to be sacked, we need to bring Rafa in. For God's sake, Eddie Howe's only been here for 2 minutes, you know what I mean? It's not like he's been here a while or anything's going to change very, very quickly. You know, we're forgetting where this club was even in the summer. You know, we were down and out in the summer, not wondering where the hell the club was going to go. We started the season appallingly badly. And now, things, I wouldn't say things have improved on the pitch that much, because they haven't. It's clear we've still only won one game, but it's the whole package that you need to put together here. You know, the new owners are trying to work things out. They're trying to stabilise the club after 14 years of neglect. You know, and the neglect undoubtedly falls on the 11 that go on the pitch for Newcastle United. We know that 11 isn't good enough. It's as simple as that. Now, Kieran Trippier's come in, and he's been a breath of fresh air as far as I'm concerned. He's done really, really well. Chris Wood looked a bit off yesterday, but he hasn't played for a while. So, we'll see how that pans out, and we'll see how the rest of the transfer window pans out. But I just think all this talk about Rafa, it's nonsense, man. It's nonsense. For me, Rafa had his best years, and they've passed him by now. I don't think he's capable now of managing in the Premier League. And that may seem like a shock to a lot of people. And I know Rafa was Amanda Staveley's number one target for the takeover. A lot of water has gone under the bridge in that time. Rafa went to Everton. It hasn't worked out. I don't believe that Rafa is a messiah that can come in and save this club any more than Eddie Howe can now. We have to be really frontline in the transfer window now. For the rest of this window, we need to try and bring in some goddamn good players that are going to get us out the mess. And then I'll judge Eddie Howe. I will judge Eddie Howe when he's got his own team. We cannot judge a manager on a team that was let to rot and bad decisions were made with the starting 11. Now, yep, comparisons made to Bruce again, saying, well, Eddie Howe's not doing any different. Is there much of a change? Not really, not at the minute. But there is off the pitch. With the training side of it, the work ethic of the players, all of that has changed since Steve Bruce was here. So Rafa's not going to walk in the door and just suddenly become this messiah who tightens our defence up overnight again. These players now are very different players to what they were when Rafa Benitez was in charge. Lascelles is done. Clark is done. Shah, to a degree, is done. The centre-back position at Newcastle United needs overhauling. And when Eddie Howe does that, that is when I'll judge Eddie Howe on the players that he brings in for himself. Not Steve Bruce's team. And not the remains of Rafa's team either. Because that's an issue. But Rafa, like I said before, a lot has changed now. And Rafa is not the man to take Newcastle United forward. Eddie Howe is a young up-and-coming manager. And I still have my faith in him, despite the criticism I've given him. Because, yeah, people make mistakes. It's how you learn from them that I'm bothered about, and how Eddie Howe really rebounds from this. I.e. playing Sean Longstaff for 90 minutes when he's an absolute dross. But let's hope we get midfielders in that can transform the team again. That's what we need to be looking at. Not bringing Rafa Benitez back. I really don't see this big thing about Rafa. I don't. The football under Rafa was just as bleak in my opinion. Very, very defensive. We need goals now. We need to win games. So we need to go on the attack. And Rafa was never ever known for being an attacking manager. That's a certainty. And Everton are just proof of that. Watford spanked them at Goodison Park. They scored 5 past them, remember. I just don't think that Rafa is the answer. Now, if you do think Rafa is the answer, please comment below as to why. And again, be adult about it. Let's have a conversation. I'll respect your opinion. But I just don't feel like Rafa is the man that is going to come in and change anything around. Because we need up-and-coming managers now. And I think Rafa's best time has been and gone. Yes, maybe once the takeover happened, if we got Rafa in straight away, things might have been a bit different. But they're not. Rafa elected to go to Everton, and he's having a hell of a time there at the minute. He really is. He's struggling big style. And I don't think his best days are ahead of him. I think they've already gone. I genuinely believe they've already gone. And it's a shame, because I do like Rafa Benitez as a manager, as a person. I think he's had a fantastic career, but that career now is suddenly disappearing into the darkness. And, for me, we can't look back at that. We can't look back and say Rafa's going to come in and do anything differently. Because, yeah, he might shore up the defence a little bit, but I don't think he will. Because these defenders are not good enough anymore. They've taken backward steps, and they're older now, so they're not going to get any better. And we need to realise that. But again, people are going to have good arguments for Rafa coming back, and I respect that. But in my opinion, now is not the time to bring Rafa back. Maybe upstairs, in a kind of director of football role or something like that. I wouldn't mind that if Rafa came back in that degree. But not as manager. Not as manager. Let's just see how Eddie Howe does for the rest of this transfer window, and let's judge him once he's got his own team there. And then if he keeps making blatant mistakes and not good enough, then we can question Eddie Howe's ability. But until then, for me, he needs his own team on the pitch. We need to get rid of this mindset we've had from Steve Bruce about scoring a goal, sitting back, panicking all the time. And Eddie Howe knows he's got his work to do there, because it's mindset of players as well. He can do what he can in the training pitch, but that mindset of the starting 11 or whoever comes on as substitute, that has all to change as well. So he's only been here 2 minutes, guys, so let's give him a chance. Let's give him a real opportunity. But we need to forget Rafa. We can't go back to Rafa. That's my opinion anyway. Also, please do check out the channel sponsor, Geordie Riffs. The link below in the description is for their website, so go and check them out. They are on Facebook as well. They have just started a Twitter account, I do believe, as well. You will get 10% off any guitar setup or repair if you mention the Toon review. And, of course, you get your first guitar lesson completely free, mentioning the Toon review. So go and check them out. If you have enjoyed this video, guys, please do hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, do consider subscribing. You can also join the channel if you just hit the join button, which is next to the subscribe one. But in the meantime, guys, have a fantastic day. Take care.